Enter into a new dimension of creation. The power to design, animate, and edit. Cool and quiet as you create, with breathtaking graphics performance. The way you create will never be the same.
Hello, welcome back to another installation of the XP Esports Rainbow Six High School League. My name is Blue Panda, joining me on the mic once again, Cthulhu. We're coming into a third iteration of this matchup. And look, we're 2-0 at the moment. If there was a time to start bouncing back, now would be the time for Trinity College.
Yeah, Trinity College had a few rough matches so far, although obviously from week to week they've been improving immensely. They were able to show us actually a relatively close game in the last week, and nearly were able to take it full set of rounds to my memory. And today is, well, yet another day, yet another chance to really give it a try, give it all their best to get themselves on board for the point. And honestly, in doing so, they are intending to bring a much different map than the usual.
Yeah, look, we as casters, we are knowers that much is true. We get to see all the juicy stuff behind the scenes coming in this matchup. So, look, yeah, we're coming into week 3. We've had 2 showings on Oregon. Interesting that Trinity opted to take them back to that map once again. This week, though, Cthulhu, why don't we have a look? Why don't we have a cheeky sneak peek at where we are going to be heading today? It's a different one. It's not quite, it's not quite opposite of the spectrum, like a coastline, clubhouse, something like that. It's a villa. It's still pretty straight heavy. You're still going to have to come in prepped and ready to go, but it's not Oregon.
Yeah, it's not Oregon. Villa obviously does offer a little bit more of a wider spectrum of some of the angles that can be held, a little bit of a wider roam play for some of the defenders, as well as that, just it does sport a little bit more of a kind of fluent playstyle adjustment, really. You can play very much turtle heavy on Villa. You can play it very similarly to how you could play like something like coastline, very frag heavy. It all depends on just how hard can you set the momentum here between the teams. Namely, here I would probably say the offense is going to be the one struggling to kind of keep up the pace, the balance. We've seen that actually, as a matter of fact, from both teams. Both TC Red and the SEC Wolfpack had a few struggles going on to offense. The moment they went on to defense, that was a completely different game for them. So I feel for tonight's matchup, it's mostly going to be the question of just how much did TC Red improve and how much VOD review did they do, and how much are Wolfpack prepared to play on something different than Oregon, especially.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly it. Why don't we have a look at where we are currently standing going into week 3, see how these matchups have gone. We'll get the leaderboard up there for you in a moment. It is a 2-0. It is a pretty one-sided battle at the moment. St. Edmunds have been rather solid. They've proved that Oregon really is their map. They haven't overly been contested at the moment. But could this be the change-up that Trinity College need, do you reckon, Constantine?
Could possibly be. Really, a change of pace is definitely something that quite a few teams do really need sometimes. So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be exactly what they need. The schedule so far, we do also have the full schedule for our matchups. We are obviously already on match 3. We do have 2 more streams, so should be still a very saucy, still few bits of matchups to see how we're going to end up faring, because all of it is leading up to the grand final that is going to be on 10th of June. And yeah, look, honestly, I'm just excited for Villa today.
Yeah, look, they've got one more opportunity before the grand finals to maybe showcase another map, but what do you reckon? 3 out of 4 Oregons, or are we going to split the difference, go Villa and Oregon is 50-50 during the regular season?
I'm feeling actually we might see a clubhouse next time. Possibly.
Okay, bold call, but look, the teams are ready. The players are keen and rearing to go to take a trip to the Italian countryside. Here you go on your screen. St. Edmunds College, the Wolfpack versus Trinity College Red coming into this competition. Cthulhu, it's Villa. It's a bit different. We already have seen some rather interesting setups and strategies from both these teams. I'm so excited for Villa.
Yep. Yeah, look, let's have a quick peek once again at the Villa and get ourselves keen and ready, as we are going to be kicking things off. It is going to be, honestly, I'm going to be very excited for this. I've said that multiple times. We do get to see SEC Wolfpack to actually kick things off on the defense here for themselves, whereas TC Red will get to start on offense. Now for TC Red, this is going to be pretty much challenge from the get-go, which might be a good time for them to just start thinking straight away on the go, how can we improve our game? For Wolfpack, so far, they've been able to dedicate quite a fair bit of time to just perfecting their craft, to getting the pace down. They were able to do it relatively well for the most time, unless TC Red were pulling off something very unusual out of the back, which actually worked out borderline almost too well for them last week, albeit it's still a 2-0 in favor of Wolfpack.
Yeah, well, okay, Ash being taken away here by Trinity College, some target banning. Look, the big thing though you need to remember coming into this matchup, Cthulhu, what is the #1 rule attacking on Villa? Don't drink from the well.
True.
Everyone knows you don't drink from the well. There's a zombie down there. Vigil. Okay, Trinity College. They're coming in. They're looking to curb that aggression out of the Wolfpack. I mean, look, it's in their name. Why would you not? Vigil and Ash off the board. Totally not targeted. Yeah, look, it's an interesting set of bans. Does mean that those more conventional operator bans will make it through here. Not that there has been huge prioritization around Maverick, but we do see Mira let through, which we haven't really seen yet.
I mean, Mira on Villa can be actually very good to hold on some certain angles, although she definitely seen a bit of a slip out of the meta even when she is being let through. I'm liking what TC Red did with their bans, banning out Ash and Vigil. Definitely 2 very centered bans around Wolfpack's playstyle, and seeing how I believe it was actually either Sadzi or Revens who were absolutely popping off on Vigil and Ash. It's a solid way to just curb down their aggression of straight off the bat. Even with Mira, we are seeing a 6-pick off her, which I'm assuming will be something different and not a 6-pick Mira onto Mira. Okay, right, never mind. But apart from that, for TC Red, it does look like they are trying to just cover all of their drawbacks, all of their issues. With the introduction of Twitch, they got the obviously the Blackbeard as well, which I'm assuming that's more so to just reinforce the ability to frag out. The Hibana is there as well for obviously the for hard breaching inside the study room, and Jackal with Trinket to boot. So pretty much kind of sprinkling a little bit of everything into the fray.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid, well-rounded comp here coming into this, but on the side of the defense, Mira, Doc, Echo, Valkyrie, there's so much information, there's a lot of frustrating utility which could undermine some of that confidence, but then you've also got to look at bagging fragging alone. And there are certain operators that will tilt the living heck out of anyone. And one of those is the Blackbeard. Upside down repel is going to be interesting here to play against, but it looks like they are just foregoing Aviator Games, bagging fragging. Who knows where he's heading? He's a man on a mission. He's a Navy SEAL. He is a force unto his own.
Yeah, it was definitely looking very curious to see that he's kind of about to go on a solo push. Revens is actually, funnily enough, going for a roam as an echo, which about to get nearly cut off. Little J actually didn't register that Revens was there, so that was absolutely pitch perfect timing for the echo player of SEC. And right now the man just decides to push up, still roaming around, got the suppressed SMG. I mean, that's one way to BM.
He's having a little dance party with the drones. He sees one, goes to shoot a second, but no chance at that. There's information, if nothing else, at the moment. They know that there's going to be an echo on the board.
Ooh.
There's just a little conference in main lobby. Twitch and Jack will just having a bit of a chat. Okay, so we're going to go up this main stairs, looking at the schematics, looking at the blueprints. We'll take it this way, and we'll go from there. But look, so far, it has been a slightly slower way to kick things off.
Oh yeah, 100%. Only 3 people are going to be on site. Sadzi and Revens on the roam yet again. Might actually be able to get a drop on their opponents, which could be absolutely huge, but the man is just, conversing with Sadzi. Meanwhile, the breaches are already done and dusted, so we are going to be seeing in the near future a push to come around. My name Kevin will possibly be the first person to try to stop the attack, but nope, just gets absolutely bulldozed.
Yeah, look, you don't mess with Maiden Zaf. The guy is just an absolute gunner. He's in a bit of trouble now as Revens spots him out, but look at that, stim up and ready to go. Oh, Sadzi takes Little J out with the Nitro cell from down below the Valkyrie. The power of those cams, the power of having that information available to you. Contain breach. Gonna find the kill onto Honkai as well, who was a real powerhouse last week. Don't ask, and Revens team up for 2 more, and it's just bagging fragging with the Blackbeard, and there's no chance with that T5 in hand.
Yeah, not at all. That was just an absolutely just shredding play there from Contain Breach. Man was able to hold the site very well, very valiantly. Just like that, picked apart the whole, borderline the whole squad really, of TC Red. A very valiant effort though from them. They were able to get themselves relatively far and being able to repel the initial few roams, but unfortunately couldn't really hold on their own against some of the anchoring defenders, so which does lead us into trophy and statue room defense up next. So far so good. Wolfpack doesn't look like they're sweating too much. They're just enjoying having a good time, good banter, and really now that round 2 is about to commence, looking to possibly just get some more momentum down the line.
That's the one. It's all about the momentum at the end of the day.
Attackers need
how
to
much they can
locate
generate, how much they can look
can.
to capitalize on the back of it. But for the moment, I mean, look, Maiden, Zap, Honkai, usually the 2 that are going to pop up here for Trinity College. They're the ones who are going to have to do a little bit more of the leg work, you have to agree. But I'm spotting something. In fact, I'm spotting 2 things here, Cthulhu, that I am very excited about. Close quarters combat shotgun coming out of the dock. And then in the hands of Contain Breach, P90.
Yeah, the P90 on Contain Breach, it's definitely something special, especially suppressed.
Suppressed.
Yeah,
suppressed Black
P90.
Ice P90.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, it's definitely a weapon of mass destruction, and really in the hands of Contain Breach, I would not be surprised if at this point the 2 frags are going to be multiplied to even further. Funnily enough, they actually attempted to go in for the spawn peak from the south side, but nobody spawned there, nobody wants it, nobody wants any of that trouble. Kevin, possibly going to be the first person to actually defend the whole push.
Well, TCSG, it's a bit of a finicky weapon. You got to hit those shots. You got to hit them early, because you don't want to be taking sustained gunfights with that thing whatsoever. So, Little J looking the wrong way, and there we go. That's exactly what you're wanting. TCSG comes in, no more nano boost. He's just gonna sneak away there at the dying moment. Oh, he's looking for a spray through the walk-in as well. Very, very close. My name Kevin. He's played a dangerous game.
I mean, rightfully so. He is being rewarded for it, though. He keeps away the whole party of the attackers from it. Although Bagenfragen and Honkai already managed to make a rotation, and Sadzy's about to make a play, although being very cautious about his position. Honkai, runs right into the sights of Sadzy. Just like that, shut down, completely destroyed. Once again, TCU Red, their whole momentum has been stumped on.
Look, it is the power of the Roni. You don't mess with it. It is going to absolutely ruin your day, and that's what we've already seen. You need to be smart. You need to be playing it careful. Oh no, okay, so Kev did take that stim pistol. I thought maybe like Revens had just timed it wrong and the Saria Gate had eaten it. That would have been unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been quite unfortunate. Interesting decision to use the Electroclaw. Actually, that does, I believe, reach. Maybe? It does reach the wall. But meanwhile, Revens swing with a shotgun, goes in and gets that frag onto Bagenfragen. Absolutely stunning play there. And perfect, actually, lineup of the window hole.
Yeah, look, it is a fairly dangerous shotgun. I like to run it myself when I have the opportunity, and he's going to lock things down. Don't quite know if they're aware that that is diffuser control, but Zaf looking to push it, or the shoulder peek. Revens, goodbye. Statura is not a safe place. Contain Break's going to find one back on his agility. Leaves it on the hands of Maiden. Zaf is going to find the first, as we do just see. Don't ask, I don't know, funnel in. Sadzy though, he's clean with that P10 Roni, hits the headshot, takes him out, and it's a big round to be taken away.
Clinical performance there, really. Sadzy shows that doesn't really care that the visual was taken away. Doesn't care about that Ash in the future maybe taken away. So honestly, frags out like the usual. P10 Roni is definitely a very powerful gun. I'm personally a huge fan of that weapon, and certainly it helps quite substantially. Now 2-0 so far. TC Red showing so far some life, or rather some signs of life, but really those signs are very gradually fading away. Yet another Rooney pick for Sadzy, which does mean that we are going to be seeing a little bit more kind of on-site roam from the Rooney player on the side of the attack, doubling down on locking down the positions of the defenders. That line promising that the opportunity of, you know, just being able to get that active information once the swings do start coming. But more so than not, we've seen essentially the defenders set themselves up in such a way that, well, even when the line scan does come around, they wouldn't really need to move to take on a gunfight.
Yeah, look, it's not every day that you're seeing the both Chimera ops coming out here. We do. We will get to see that one make its appearance here.
10 seconds left.
How effective it will be is probably going to be another question.
5 seconds remaining.
Answered, but I mean, it's not like there haven't been frags found. Unfortunately, for the most part, Trinity College, it's been in the hands of Zep to pick those up.
Yeah, that's so far been pretty much the powerhouse for that team to be able to find some frags, maybe even just the exit frags, but alas, the rest of the team has yet to follow suit. Once again, I've been saying that pretty much like a mantra at this point from week one. They have good theory. On practice, everything is definitely looking a little bit more bleak. Very aggressive though push-up. Sadzy, Revens looking to take those gunfights very early on and not give up too much ground before the attackers make into the building.
Yeah, it looks like we've got the double Pepperoni setup coming here, but Zaf on the hunt does have support. Lion scan, and that nano boost going to be there as well. Chilotti downstairs looking on the cover, swings in, but Sadzy again proves himself just too crisp, too clean. 4-0 right now with the Roni in hand, looking for even more as we get closer and closer to the midway point of this round. Look at the pinch that's there. Revens from below with a nitro could be huge if they get that placement, if they get that information. At this point, do you wonder maybe the IQ is to play something like that can provide information?
I don't think even the IQ will be the correct way about it. I would even imagine something like maybe just a shield push really would be the one to even just slow down Sadzy, because that man so far has been on an absolute tear right now. Going for another gunfight and just easily claims it straight right on the melon. Bagenfragen, that's him out of the equation. Honkai did take some damage in hopes of trying to make some sort of gunfight happen, but so far it's all just slowly but surely falling apart and not really much of a response from TC Red.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do. Oh, it's a tight angle. Little J is going to lose out. Revens just re-peaks it, wins it out. That's a rough one to be losing into. For more Honkrei on the job, like I said, very much involved in previous weeks in those wins that were picked up. So hopefully they can look to bring things together, keep it flowing, keep it moving, and maybe look to bounce back in the second portion of this half. Oh, there we go.
There we go, yeah. Slowly but surely chipping away on the reinforcements of SEC Wolfpack. Honkrei starting to do quite some job. Just to go in for the drone out. Should be able to spot the bandit. Does see him. There we go. As the ping does come around. Maybe even a grenade could have been good, but no, doesn't line up the shot. So right now it's still very much a game of back and forth, but with 18 seconds, a push needs to happen.
15 seconds left.
Well, the push is going to be a pretty brutal one. 3-on-2. Chility falls. Don't ask. I don't know. Gets swung on by Honkrei. Finds a second. It's going to be a full ace clutch. If Honkrei can do it, but Sadzi plays for time. Knows that it's going to work there. Honkrei has to pull off. And unfortunately, no chance at the ace. Heartbreak for Trinity College.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Honkrei put a solid effort there during the round, but could not really find that final one. Couldn't read into the last moment play, and well, look, Sadzi so far been doing an absolutely stunning work here for his team. I mean, look at this 5-0 so far. The rest of the team, the closest one is Revens and Contain Breach on 3 kills each, whereas on the side of TC Red, it's a heartbreak and a half. Honkrei and Maiden Zaf are the only ones who's currently on board for points.
You hate to see it, you really do, but it is the situation they now find themselves in. They're going to have to start digging a bit deeper here, get themselves in, get themselves involved, and start stringing those rounds together, because honestly, at this point, you start to slip a little bit too far behind to bounce back. Yes, it is Villa. Yes, it is arguably one of the more defender-sided maps, but at this stage, this is more than just defender-sided.
Look, I feel even when Wolfpack will go on the offense, I feel they are still going to be the ones to dictate the pace here. We've been talking how for TC Red maybe a change of map would have been a good choice and something refreshing. So far it is proving to be completely the opposite, which is also heartbreaking here. The sheer variety that SEC has been able to bring in for their defense been genuinely impressive, and continuously rotating certain plays, certain positions has been genuinely impressive to witness. Whereas on the side of TC Red, look, mad props to Zaf and Honkrei. Those two players have been popping off on a consistent basis, no matter how much their team has been losing, and they were the ones to keep forcing the opponents on the back foot, even for a slight brief moment.
Yeah, like I think that's just what they're going to have to do. We're going to have to see Honkrei get even more aggressive, if that's even possible at this stage, and look to play off of the support that is going to be there from Zaf. Maybe even if it's just that distraction factor of, you know, elsewhere on the map doing that damage, creating the upset so that Honkrei can get it, vice versa, obviously. So they have that opening, so they have that ability to blow this map even further open. But for the moment, it's looking rough for TC Red. They need to get some rounds going in the half.
Of course, yeah. So far, two players of TC Red will be trying to just make sure that they're clearing out their positions. There is already a wild Revens about to make a rotation. Sadzi wants to take that very aggressive gunfight. About to go in for a swing, goes in for the peek. Oh no, actually connects on Zaf. Fantastic transfer of the gunfight, but does not have enough positioning nor the ammo for the play.
They lose Honkrei as well, so it's just in the hands of Little J, Baggin, and Chility, and Little's going to be tagged up. Baggin literally on a sliver of health in this 3 versus 4. This is where things start to get a little concerning. You need to be able to bounce back. You need to be able to get around on the board. The momentum that's, you know, Edmonds are working with, they look like they might be able to clean sweep out this half. Evans for another one. Unfortunately, that Claymore that Chility just placed down, yeah, look, that is, you take that. You 100% take that if you're Chility. You could end the map now and be happy.
Sending Revan straight into the hatch hole. A clean send was perfect, but what was not perfect was for Little J to go in for that peek. Unfortunately for him, don't ask because I don't know, is the one to go in for the swing, gets the frag, ends yet another round. 4-0 Panda. It is definitely not looking too pretty here for TC Red.
Yeah, now it's a question of how do they get themselves around the board? Do they look to just brute force their way in, which it seems for the most part has been how they've looked to pick up those rounds, but there needs to be a little bit more finesse. You need to be approaching things a little bit smarter here at the moment. Take your chances, yes, that much is fine, but take them in a situation where you can at least refrag off your teammate. Unfortunately, Zaf getting caught out the way he did that last round, it's one of those demoralizing moments which can cost you the mental.
Oh yeah, of course. Mental is definitely, even when you're already on that kind of lack of points, 4-0 already is quite taxing for teams. It would be continuous kind of the search for, well, how do we break out of this loop? How do we go better? What do we need to do? And that continuous search for the solution often leads into just a very deep rabbit hole that ends up kind of not really bringing any kind of answers, which is quite unfortunate for some teams. But for now, look, at the very least for St. Edmunds College, they're looking very, very dominant. Revan's just trying to adopt a drone.
He's making some connections on LinkedIn. That's the plan. And unfortunately, okay, he gets it at the end. He does snag it. Well, it's unfortunate to say the very, very least. No friends, it would seem. This is an aggressive setup.
Furious, yeah. Look, a single bullet would have been ending the run for my name Kevin in that round. Funnily enough, that mirror window about to be popped does get the drone. C4 flies out, won't be claiming anyone, not even a bit of or a tick of damage. So for the time being, maybe even a swing just to pop the mirror window should be coming into play, but not even that. The attack is looking so scared, even though that swing was actually very well played and very well paced. But I'm just genuinely amused and surprised how was Kevin allowed to keep this position.
It's one of those positions you need to contest it vertically or horizontally, obviously, but at the moment, it's looking pretty rough. There definitely is a bit of floundering.
Oh,
the Nitro is still in play. Don't ask, because I don't know.
Yeah, look,
Still wins the gunfight.
That's the answer for how does he survive that, because we don't know either, really. Another swing comes around. It's a peek. No, Deagle comes around. Can he tag up another one? No, just more damage. What is happening? How do you miss this? Little J. No.
He didn't know at all where he was getting shot from. You hate to see it. That is unfortunate. Can Cambridge though?
Kobe.
They just wanted confirmation that there were no enemies next to the defuser.
Oh no, that was a bit of a throw play though. Although 1v3. Oh yeah, that's a team drop down there straight through the balcony. No respect whatsoever now been shown by St. Edmunds College. They're just demolishing their opposition here, and it's just, yeah, look, it's a struggle. TC Red out here just can't not get just any break, really. One round before we switch sides and already 5-0, looking to be possibly converted into a 6-0. Doesn't look like we are staying in this map for too long. Kavira for the final play.
Kavira and Frost here, it would seem. There's also a 6-pick. There's an alibi in play. What do we see? Do we see a 6-pick at all? I mean, surely there's something even spicier that you can bring on the defense here. Kavira is going to be 6-pick onto a mute. Okay, so what has been a rather unconventional setup for this half for St. Edmunds College goes back to what you would consider normal, although Revens is running the ACS 12, so I can't complain.
Yeah, look, definitely at the very least, maybe you've been sliding a few of the tips to get the ACS 12, into the play. But yeah, honestly, that gun is a good fun, and yeah, it's just it seems like Wolfpack are just enjoying their time here, enjoying the play. TC Red kind of just struggling for air.
10 seconds remaining.
That's probably the only way to really describe it. Sorry.
It may be a case
5
of
seconds
just
remaining.
there is a lack in the comp pool, it would seem, for TC Red.
Locate and defuse
I'd
a bomb.
be interested to see how the map ban. Go back and see how the map bans did go, just how early Oregon was taken out. Whether it was a case of TC Red didn't want to go there, whether they were trying to fish for something else. But Villa, it's one of those maps that does play very, very well for a defender-sided team.
Of course, yeah. With the variety of choke points as well to be held and set up, even you look at what, don't ask because I don't know, set up, having a Mute Jammer Ballistic Shield and a Frost Mat right on top of that. It's a very solid stack. Zaf now figuring out that, well, heck, all of the usual utility does get explosive. Does bring over the Zofia. Bit of a premature C4 there, to say the very least, but at the one thing that did manage to preserve itself is the Frost Mat. Should be still very much workable. Mute wants to get very aggressive.
Well, aggression is key. If you can find that aggression, if you can make it work for you, that's even better. But it's again a case of finding those openings, capitalizing, and transitioning into those big advantages. And Honkai, well, that advantage is not going to count for much.
Grenade out.
Honkai murdered that Mute so... Oh, no!
Oh, no.
I was about to say, Honkai killed him so hard that he phased into the window, but no, that was an even bigger mess up.
That's a soft wall. Yeah, look. Yeah, I think Honkai he's going to be smarting a little bit after that one.
Okay. We're done.
Look, I would like to say that I have not done the same, but when you throw a frag grenade through an open floor, only for it to then arc and then land and fall through another part of open floor, it's a painful one.
Yeah, definitely not the best case scenario, really. For now, though, this is looking like maybe TC Red is able to, at the very least, grab themselves a cheeky dub, because Revens is about to go swinging. No, fully blinded, can't really do much, although Honkai with a team kill, Kevin with a team kill. It is all falling apart. 1v3, though, all of a sudden in play with a pistol out. Look, this time at least give some respect, Kevin.
One team kill is unfortunate. Two is it's no longer a coincidence that they tried to cover it up in the heat of battle, took down the weak links, unfortunately. But look, hey, TC Red, at least they can say that they didn't go down flawlessly in the half. They got one round, now it's their turn. We could potentially see that 5-1 trade of halves. Although Kevin, he's not done with the meme train just yet.
Yeah, Kevin wants to go full send on some of the shenanigans, bringing in the Blitz, introducing possibly the Brazil special here.
Brazil.
Well, Brazil. Come to Brazil, please.
Except they did nothing of the sort at the Six Invitational. In fact, won it. So.
Well, it's more so just to be. I was more so talking about the throwbacks to the previous Invitationals where. Brazil actually was showing quite a fair bit of meme pics with the Blitz and actually managing to make it work. That's
I mean, it's that question, like how much smack can you talk at LATAM anymore now that they've won the Six Invitational? It's an interesting proposition. They do some wild stuff. I mean, there's a reason the North Americans complain incessantly about how aggressive they are. It's because it works for them, and they are aggressive. But I mean, if it's one of those situations, if it works, why change it?
Exactly, yeah. If it works, why change it really? And this is exactly seeming to be the motto for Wolfpack so far. Look at the sheer amount of doubling down on the information gathered, because funnily enough, this is going to be the only season, well, the last season rather, before the changes for some of the things come around, and stuff like mirror windows and maestro cameras are not going to be as relevant as they usually are, with the whole glass break animation and feature potentially coming around. This could be a huge game changer for some of the operators.
Well, Kevin is just pushing up main stairs. He's going to have a go mine.
What?
Here's the here's the reinforcements going up. Almost slots it through the door. But look at that. There's a shield just tucked inside the game's door. The barricade's there as well. He's just going to run past. Somehow escapes it. was being tagged. Oh my lord. There's just so much to try and deter, but Zaf is on the job. Finds the first onto... Don't ask because I don't know. That's one of the two primary hard breaches. Means it's all now in the hands of Contain Breach. But look at that. Cthulhu. It's diffuser down.
Oh no, yeah. The diffuser now being down is going to be an issue. Kevin is being kept back for a while, but no, doesn't even care really. Goes in for another peek or another swing. Gets the headshot so far, 4v4, but oh, so much utility just on him being dumpstered. And that is actually perfect right now for TC Red. The moment all that utility going to be wasted up very early into the round, no way so Wolfpack will have enough utility to hold back the rest of the squad.
100%. I'm pretty sure my math is correct. That is the 5th goo mine that Kevin has like stumbled over this round. And oh, Hogcry!
Okay.
This time he's going to be the one to punish. Unfortunately, just too much time spent in the doorway. Contain does frag out, but Chility is going to bring one back, keep themselves in that lead in terms of player count. Available Sadzi just positioned around that game store, going for the jiggle peaks, looking for that information. Contain can open up that vault potentially if they've cleared out the meat jammer. This honestly, this looks like it might be a force straight through the choke point. Sadzi takes out Zaf, leaves it in that 2v2. Legion and a Mute versus a Zofia and a Thermite. Long-range guns could prove a problem.
Indeed, well, with another breach coming around, this could be an issue to deal with. Sadzi, oh, landing another few shots and gets into a gunfight, nearly dies to the hands of Chility, but will not be going down too early or too late for that matter. Little J is the last man standing, trying to get some play going right now, just cannot find a safe angle. About to get peeked from two positions, and both of them are extremely dangerous. Does spot the head of Sophia, about to get swung by by Contain Breach. It's a game of just peekaboo really here, and the push needs to happen. Little J needs to hold on for 7 more seconds, does find another gunfight, but no, cannot finish off Contain Breach, and that's round 7 to go into the hands of Wolfpack.
And a 6 on the board here for St. Edmunds. They're looking to close this one out quickly. Unfortunate, just, yeah, the audio cues weren't there. Couldn't see Little J go for the pre-fire. Sensi went for the flank. All that Sensi had to do was jump into games from study and lock it down, and it was over. But no, they went to get the diffuser. They ran back to the site. And here we go. This could be the final explosive round in Week 3's matchup. And Revens, he's looking to carry on this momentum.
Of course, yeah, Revens get in the Yamaru, upping the ante, more aggression. The G8 should be able to make things a whole lot easier to go in for some of the swings. So we'll have
we are assuming it's the G8. This could be a Supernova Armoru.
Could be. I mean, Supernova Armoru is also a very dangerous thing. Unless you slap a suppressor, then you pretty much have no range whatsoever on that shotgun. Without the suppressor, that thing, honestly, borderline has the Sniper 90 range, at least in my experiences.
Well, look, okay, so it is going to be the G8 here. Honkrite running the MK14 as well instead of the P10 Aroni. So, I mean, maybe that's the play. Hunker down, break open one of those windows, look for a long-range spray. But Kevin is liking the shield operator.
Fun?
Kevin, he's liking his blitz.
Oh yeah, he's definitely enjoying the blitz. I mean, so far the blitz paid dividends. He was able to drain enough of the utility to force the defense to start swinging, and this is where they were able to lure the defense out into those very favorable for the attack swings. So honestly, he's done all of his work, even though it doesn't show on the scoreline. How well he did on the actual round to drain the utility, it's been absolutely amazing. Oh, Revan already kicking things off.
Straight in, bag and fragging is going to be bagged and tagged, and Little J as well, unfortunately. Straight to the morgue, third, that's Chility to fall, this G8, of course it's the SMG11 in hand. Honkrai does find one back at the least. Oh, okay, Zaf and Honkrai do find it. Kevin was trying to feed that kill through to Evans, but they get baited out, they get played for fools. And all of a sudden, we're back in a 2-2.
Look, right now this is actually looking pretty solid with Honkrai already getting a triple for himself. All of a sudden this all starting to turn around. Don't ask, because I don't know, is the one going in for the plant. Nobody's remotely even close to right now. A swing does come around, but oh, the timing. A double for Zaf. And a second point for TC Red.
They do get another on the board. It's a 3-2 split there between the two big fraggers to this Trinity College roster. I can't
Defender mission
actually, no,
successful.
100% that came down to a hella over-aggression, trying to get that ace. That was exactly what caused that round to go sideways. They were trying to secure the ace for Revens, and because of it, they didn't count for the rotates, they didn't count for the positioning, they got cut down, and they lost the round.
Exactly, yeah. Just absolutely shut down, shunned away, and not allowed yet another meme round. But yeah, possibly yet another round to be brought on board. Kevin just decides to go full spectrum, do not control the sped type play, bringing in the glass. I'm assuming it's a glass with the frag grenades, because otherwise why would you even bring him at this point? Amaru on Revens once again going to attempt to go in for some of those swings with a holo G8. Meanwhile, for the side of TC Red, they are actually taking this pretty seriously. AVG and Games is going to be the next, or rather a retry of the site, and see what they can whip up here now that they are bringing in a mirror on board.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
It's going to be
as
the
they
G8
can.
again. OTS. No cam RS for Don't Ask, though. Little disappointed. But you make do. You carry on with what you got. Honkrai is the first in the server to hit double digits, as he has been for the first couple of weeks as well. Continuously putting up the big numbers. We'll have to go pretty hard. Unfortunately, Cthulhu, we do have something that needs to be addressed. We have a James Bond in the server.
Yeah,
10
look,
seconds left.
it's been a rough time for Baggin Fraggin. Utility was
5
there,
seconds
they
to go.
just couldn't really land a single shot, not even enough for an assist.
Heading out to defuse
And
the
yeah,
bomb.
resulting him to be crowned the James Bond of the server for the day so far. Definitely a much rougher performance for the whole of the TC Red lineup. Usually we do see at least a breadstick here and there for some of the players. This time we even see it so far, even a donut. Very unfortunate. Although for the rest of the squad, Chility, Maiden Zaf, Honkrai have been doing a pretty solid job. But Baggin already going and getting a little bit maybe too overzealous, wants to contest some of those angles, try to be like the rest of the boys, but can't really land much.
Just jiggle and shoot. That's the name of the game. That's how you play it as a mirror on this wall. Gotta be careful though. You don't want to get pinched in from zombie, because that's where things get a bit scary. As soon as you lose that position, you lose a lot of control in the site. Revens, he's just having a bit of fun. He's chilling in the fountain,
Enjoying the
getting himself
architecture.
clean. He's washing off the sweat.
Yeah, washing off the sweat. Yeah, you know, gotta do it. Gotta prep himself. Maybe meditate a little bit. Meanwhile, it seems like it was actually Kevin who just made the hot breach into the building with the frag grenades. OTS 12, I believe that is
Bomb
the
located
gun,
by attackers.
and or rather gun name Chility though. Yummy. That's a solid melon of Revens now shut down.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just jump in zombie. Ah, dead. Never mind. Don't worry about it. We tried. That's the important thing. Kevin, not even using the scope. Honkrai will be able to steal that one away. Now it's Don't Ask, because I don't know's turn to aggress and contest the angle. Chility still playing close by, trying to provide that support. Little J is in game, so they are close proximity should they need to full retreat to the site. But it's the Wolfpack. They're taking these unnecessary gunfights, and well, Contain does find the kill on Zaf, who was rotating around through Astro Stairs. That's one off the board. They need to find 4 more.
Exactly. They have a minute to do that very thing, so we'll have to see if that is going to be the case here. So far, Honkrai has a very dominant position to play off. Got the 416 to ready to go, but no, cannot actually land just yet. Goes in for the swing, does get the kill onto Don't Ask. So that's a 1. Sadzi does get a refrag, so we are still on 2v3. Still very workable, 40 seconds. Another swing does come around, does spot, I believe, just a bit of a pixel of Little J's dome piece, and Baggin Fraggin and Chility trying to hold their positions respectively as well.
Well, they had their position to push on through, should they need to, by the zombie door. They do have impacts to clear things out. I think you're just going to kill Chility anyway. Just tucked in behind the vault door. Contain breach opens up vault as well. Pretty much living up to the name. Spots Little J, who's playing behind the bar, but
10 seconds left.
Sadzi to fell Baggin Fraggin. Are they going to go over the quad? They're just going to flood on towards the bar, and Sadzi, yeah, shuts it down, closes it out. The Wolfpack will continue their reign undeterred. 3-0 here in the XP Esports High School League, Cthulhu.
There we are, yeah, 7-2 scoreline this time. Once again, kind of reverting the progression suppose that TC Red was able to achieve in the previous map is just very unfortunate turnout for them this time. 13 frags for Sadzi. Honkrai on 12 as well, trying to push his team, but just cannot do it for the life of him yet. Regardless of that, still few very solid plays. We now do know for a fact Trinity College can pull off their defense very well. It's just unfortunately it is the attack that so far been shooting them in the foot.
Yeah, I wonder if we go to a less strat-intensive map, whether we'll see sort of these same results. If we see it go to the likes of a Coastline, will Trinity College have a shot? Maybe even a Consulate, something along those lines. Hell, even a Chalet, which I don't realistically believe would go to a Chalet this season, given that these guys are reasonably new to the comp environment. They haven't had that experience, and Chalet is a rather unforgiving map if you aren't coming in prepared. So honestly, yeah, I'd love to see either of these teams take it to a Consulate, take it to a Coastline, and see just how the raw fragging potential plays out.
100%, yeah. There's we've seen so far that they are very keen and ready to play on some of the more unconventional maps like Villa. Well, unconventional for them after playing 2 weeks straight off Oregon. So it wouldn't go past the fact that, yeah, maybe for, say, Grand Final, we shall be seeing something of a similar case. For the next week, maybe back to Oregon, maybe back to the drawing board, could be possibly be the case. But yeah, that's as much that we could probably for now theorycraft here.
Yeah, like we have seen a rather confident, cohesive St. Edmunds College, the Wolfpack, literally just living up to their name week in, week out. Even when they are pseudo throwing, I suppose is what you'd call it in a normal competitive environment, they're still finding the frags. Revan just jumps straight in with the armor, who finds 3 kills with the G8. So they are looking pretty formidable. Trinity College, they've got their work cut out for them going into the last couple of weeks of play.
Yeah, I do believe we have the match breakdown as well, so let us take a quick peek at how things really unraveled and dig deeper into the stats. That is, if we actually have it. Yeah, there we are. So far, look, a 4.3 KD for Sadzi. The man has been on an absolute tear, really, throughout the majority of the rounds. Whenever he was shut down, he was kind of the last bastion for the most of it, and the rest of the team had a bit of a rougher run, but I would imagine, say, swap out Sadzi for Honkrai. I definitely think the scoreline would have been a little bit closer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that Honkrai isn't doing the job. Both him and Zaf have been putting up numbers. Even Chility turned up today. Unfortunately, Little J and Bag and Fraggin weren't quite able to get some kills on the board. And not for lack of trying at all either. It's just a little bit greener, I think, than the rest of the teammates. Not quite as seasoned warriors when it comes to Rainbow Six. You could feel the hesitation, you could feel the concern in some of those gunfights. They didn't quite trust themselves to take them, and as a result, they did lose out in the end. But look, hey, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, well, let us have a look as well at the up next, what is coming up for us. And look, standings continue to be as dominant as they are. St. Edmunds so far on 3 wins overall for Trinity College. They yet to land any kind of really momentum, any kind of points for themselves. Week 3 so far been, unfortunately, not really working out for them.
Yeah, look, hey, it just gives them more determination going into the last week of play before the grand finals, gives them that fire, gives them the heat, gives them more to look forward to if that dream reverse sweep does happen. But for now, week 3, we're all done and dusted. Massive thank you to our sponsors once again, making all of this possible. 7G, UQU, CQ Racing, Computer Alliance, Intel, ROG, and Cooler Master. And of course, Ubisoft, making it all possible. Cthulhu, next week, could you imagine they take it to something like Consulate, they take it to something like Coastline, where you get that upset match. The grand finals could be an absolute hell of a story.
Oh, yeah. I 100% think that this could be a phenomenal still end of the season. I definitely think that there's still plenty amount of space for an upset to come around, and definitely TC Red has been showing some signs of life. They just need to grab onto the one opportunity and yank for it.
That's exactly it. But from here, hear from us today in week 3 of the Esports High School League. We are done. We are dusted. we'll see you next week for our final week of the regular season.
Get elite real-world performance for your desktop PC with 10th Gen Intel Core processors. If you're looking to game, create, live stream, or stay productive, 10th Gen Intel Core processors deliver an optimal balance of frequency, cores, and threads to handle real-world usages. Get enthusiast-level performance with an Intel Core i9 processor, up to 5.3 GHz clock speed for peak gaming performance and content creation workloads. Or for competitive gameplay and content creation, choose an Intel Core i7 with up to 5.1 GHz clock speed to handle your demanding applications. The Intel Core i5 processor with up to 4.8 GHz gives you a seamless AAA gaming and entertainment experience. And with up to 4.6 GHz clock speed, the Intel Core i3 is a great fit for everyday tasks and productivity. If you're looking to push your system even further, get additional performance headroom with unlocked 10th Gen Intel Core processors, supported by Intel's advanced overclocking controls. Bring elite, real-world performance to your desktop PC with 10th Gen Intel Core processors.
You are my strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction.